Good morning, everyone, and welcome into another edition of the University of Pikeville's BearTV. I'm Sean Ryan.
And I'm Ryan Wilson. As always, we're here to cover some of the most recent and interesting topics around the university.
We've got some interesting stories to cover today. In today's show, students have covered everything from parking issues around the school to the revamping of the new student lounge. We'll have the most recent campus update for you as well, and we'll also take a look at the faculty spotlight.
But before we get into that, the university is rapidly expanding with international students. And with it being the holiday season, it can sometimes be difficult for them to get home for the holidays. Justin Dumas took some time to talk with some international students on their plans during their break. Let's send it to him.
Here at the University of Pikeville, we have several foreign students, and today we interviewed two of them to get to know them better.
My name is Jorge Eduardo Escobar Aguilar. My major is communications and my sport is soccer.
My name is Natalia Gascon. My major is criminal justice and my sport is volleyball.
These students must adapt to their environment because where they're from is very different.
I'm from San Salvador, El Salvador.
I'm from Puerto Rico.
The main difference between Pikeville and where I am from is first the weather. We come from a really hot weather. It's pretty much raining season and hot season.
The difference is that Pikeville is like mountains, and where I'm from, it's like the shore. Like you can compare with Florida.
With the Thanksgiving break coming up, they're not able to go home. So we asked them what is their plans for Thanksgiving break.
My plans for Thanksgiving are I'm flying to Florida to visit some family members because they live here in the United States, so they're far from home. I might as well visit them and having fun time with my friends over there.
In Thanksgiving, I'm going to Virginia with Hannah. She's going to take me to DC and have Thanksgiving with our family.
Both of them are from two different countries. I was curious if they celebrated Thanksgiving the same way as we do in the United States.
Thanksgiving, you celebrate it differently in my country. For some reason, we do celebrate it, even though we're not part of the United States. And they eat in a way different. For example, we eat turkey, but we eat it different. We open up a bread, you put the turkey in, you put some lettuce, tomatoes, and you put this turkey sauce, which makes it really good. But in the end, it's basically the same thing. You reunite with your family, you get together, be thankful that you got each other, and have a nice dinner.
I don't think there's a difference in Thanksgiving because we come together as a family. We spend Thanksgiving together, family reunions.
With them being so far from home, I wonder what would they bring from home if they could that they miss the most?
If I could bring one thing back from home here to Pikeville, it would be maybe my dad's kitchen because he cooks really good, and maybe my family, just the most thing that I miss.
The only thing I would bring from home to Pikeville would be my mom, my dad, and my sister because it's your family, and it's good to have your family around.
Even though they're not going home for this holiday, they will be going home for Christmas break.
Thanks a lot, Justin. We love the fact that the university is expanding, and it's good to hear what some of the international students have planned.
I know I'm only from a few thousand miles away, and sometimes it can be tough for me during holidays. It's good to see what the international students have planned over break. Our next story is something that's been causing a lot of buzz around campus, and that's the parking situations. We'll take some time to send it over to Courtney Lovern, who may have some advice for parking around the school.
Students at the University of Pikeville have expressed concerns parking on and around campus due to the construction of the new optometry school. I had a chance to talk to Campus Police Chief Alan Abshire today, and he told us how UPike plans to remedy the parking situation.
We've had several meetings about how we're going to handle the situation when we lost the parking lot, and it was just a joint decision between the administration and the college university that we needed to provide some kind of shuttle service and figure out another way where we can get our commuters and faculty staff in here as close as possible.
The University of Pikeville hopes that the shuttle service will help relieve tensions that UPike students, faculty, and staff are experiencing.
We actually have started a shuttle service for both commuters and faculty staff. We have spoken with the Baptist Church here on 2nd Street, and they are letting us use their parking lot.
Not only is the university providing shuttles from First Baptist, but also transportation is being supplied from one of the student resident halls.
Also at South Housing, we have a shuttle bus that runs down there. Normally we just run a van down there, but if we get the need, we will actually start running a larger shuttle bus so that faculty and staff and other commuters can take advantage of that also.
Abshire went on to offer some tips on how to resolve your parking issues.
Just normal common sense things like leaving a little bit earlier to be able to find parking. It's always going to be a little bit of a hunting license no matter what, because the parking garage is getting fuller and fuller, and it takes a little bit longer to find a spot than normal, but there is still parking available.
With all the construction and parking stress, it shouldn't be forgotten that this is for the overall benefit of not only the university, but for the community as well.
And every time there's construction, there's always parking situations. So it's not a permanent situation. It will get better. We just have to make the best of it.
The University of Pikeville asks that students remain patient during this whole parking situation and take advantage of the many avenues that they have provided. This is Courtney Levin reporting for BearTV.
Well, there's no doubt that parking's been difficult around campus, so it's good to know what other options are out there. Thanks a lot for covering the story, Courtney.
Our next story is one that I covered earlier this week, and it involves the new upgrades at the U-Pike Student Lounge. As the University of Pikeville continues to grow, we were able to sit down with Gary Justice to discuss some exciting news coming to campus.
And that's what we have to announce today, is that we obtained a $30,000 grant in order to redesign the student lounge. You know, I was thinking a place to go relax. I want to go shoot some pool, play some ping pong, or play a video game, or just my roommate snoring, you know, whatever it may be. So, but the transition from where it was to where it needs to be. So it's going to be some different furnitures in there. If you can see, there are already some computers in place. So people can come in, check their emails or Facebook or Twitter, just relax. But also we're going to be putting a permanent stage inside the student lounge as well. So people can come in and plug and play and play some music, have some karaoke nights, that type of thing as well. So it's something that's very, very exciting. The section with the computer lab right up front, as you walk in, it's going to be some more relaxing furniture up front, but then also going to have some more useful furniture, like if somebody's studying for a test or collaborating with a classmate and start studying. But then also we're going to be having a credenza put in where video game tournaments, or people just want to sit around and watch people play video games, or if they're showing a movie in there, you can kind of sit around and put your drink up on top if you need to from Java City.
Student lounge renovations are expected to be complete by the end of January. I'm Ryan Wilson, and along with Caleb No, BearTV.
Thanks a lot for covering the story, Ryan. For our next, we'll take a look at the Faculty Spotlight, which I covered earlier this week. This week's Faculty Spotlight focuses on new U-Pike Communication Professor Rachel Little. Professor Little may be a new professor here at U-Pike, but by no means is she a new bear.
I graduated from Pikeville College in 2005 and graduated with a Human Services degree and a Communication degree.
Yep, that's right. Professor Little has 2 bachelor degrees, both from U-Pike. To go with those, she also has a master's degree in communication with an emphasis in adult and higher education from Morehead State. She also has plenty of real-life experience in these fields.
Ended up in a field actually using human services and communication. I was working with people with intellectual disabilities, people with autism, things like that, and I was a trainer for that. So I trained the staff that came in, I interviewed the staff that came in and worked for us, and from there I ended up with the Upward Bound program here, and worked here for a while, and I actually relocated, so I ended up giving that position up and moving, and when I came back I had almost completed a master's degree. So I decided during the master's degree I wanted to teach. That was what I wanted to do.
And teaching is exactly what she's doing. But just like all professors, she isn't satisfied and has more plans for furthering our education.
I would like to broaden the horizons of the speech aspect of it, rhetoric and public speaking, because it is a vital skill.
If you're a communication major or just want to excel in speaking, don't miss your chance to take Professor Little. You can find her teaching fundamentals of public speaking, advanced public speaking, oral interpretation, introduction to communication, or interpersonal communication. This has been your Faculty Spotlight on Rachel Little. For BearTV, I'm Sean Ryan. For our next segment, we'll send it to Courtney Lovern, where she has the sports update at the University of Pikeville.
Basketball has always been a tradition here in Kentucky, and that has translated over to the University of Pikeville men's and women's basketball teams over the past few years. Since the men's teams have been under Kelly Wells' watch, they have went 42-1 at home since the start of the 2012 season and are 58-5 at home since 2011, a very impressive record for the Bears. After playing the likes of the University of Kentucky, University of Tennessee, and Western Kentucky's University men's basketball teams, the Bears have started out with an impressive 7-1 record, going 2-1 in Mid-South Conference play. Caleb Noe has more on the men's teams as they took on Shawnee State back in November.
UPike basketball opened up conference play with the Shawnee State Bears at home in the Eastern Kentucky Expo Center. A back-and-forth contest saw Shawnee State lead by 12, 42-30 late in the first half after a 21-10 run. UPike trimmed the deficit to 10 by halftime and continued the trend in the second half, eventually knotting things up at 56 and taking the lead with a KK Simmons three-pointer. The junior guard from Georgia, a transfer from Kent State, has been the playmaker so far this season for the Bears. Tonight, it was senior Kenny Manigault leading Pikeville in the stat book, pacing the team with 23 points and 7 rebounds. Junior Makari Brooks followed that with 22 points, and Simmons finished with 19 of his own. The MVP in the stands was junior Logan Sales. Check it out. Dude's got a lightsaber. Not sure where he found it, but the force may have been with the Bears tonight. UPike got the come-from-behind win by a final score of 89-85. Pikeville stays undefeated at 4-0 and starts conference play with a 1-0 record. Shawnee State falls to 1-3 and 0-1. I'm Caleb Noe reporting.
After the Shawnee game, the Bears were handed their only loss of the season from number 19 Campbellsville by a score of 99-78 on November 22nd. But the Bears rebounded against Cincinnati Clermont 7 days later, winning 117-83. Remember to come out and support the Bears as they host 10 home games throughout the months of December and January. The women's team has made an impressive start also, going 8-2 under Joanna McNamee so far this season. The women's team has posted notable wins over Georgetown and a crushing defeat over Montreat, defeating them by a margin of 99 points, the final score being 138-39, and that was at Montreat. With most other sports having a break as the semester draws to a near, it's nice to have basketball to get through all of the cold days. That is your UPike Sports Report.
We've got one more thing to take care of in this episode of BearTV, and that's the campus update. We'll send it over to Lauren Gregory, where she has the most up-to-date news and things to look forward to in the last 2 weeks of the semester.
With Finals Week among us, don't forget to check out campus activities. Blessed Unity of God meets on Mondays and Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. in the chapel. Our midnight breakfast will be at 10 p.m. on study day, December 10th in the cafeteria. Don't miss out on this great treat to start off Finals Week. Finals Week starts December 11th and lasts through December 17th. On Thursday, December 11th, the UPike Community Choir will be hosting the Lessons and Carols concert in Crispin Auditorium at 7:30 p.m. For those who are interested, there will be a rape aggression defense 3-part training on December 5th, 12th, and 19th from 5 to 7 p.m. in Crispin Auditorium. You can contact Alan Abshire for more information. Also, FCA is accepting donations for Christmas in rural Appalachia through an organization called Mission of Hope. Donations will be accepted in the chapel and Rob Music's office. See Rick Bentley, Rob Music, Robert Staggs, Carrie Crow, or another FCA member for any questions. And that's your campus update. Good luck on finals.
Thanks a lot, Lauren. There are definitely some things still going on around campus before and during finals, so take a break from studying and see what's going on.
Well, that does it once again, everyone. But real quick, to all the students, good luck with finals over the next few weeks and make sure to finish strong. This has been another edition of UPike's BearTV, brought to you by the Advanced Broadcasting class. For my buddy Ryan Wilson, I'm Sean Ryan, and we'll see you next time on BearTV. And go Bears.